Healing. You may wonder why it is so very important for Catholics to carry it out in a modern day society. First of all, what is healing? Well, healing can be defined as the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again, physically or mentally. Where can we find healing throughout the Catholic Church, you may wonder? Well, there are two sacraments of healing in the Catholic Church, one of them being reconciliation and the other being anointing of the sick. Though the main sacrament I'll be focusing on during this TED Talk is reconciliation. The sacrament of reconciliation is also known as penance and confession. The sacrament has 4 elements, 3 on the part of penitent contrition, confession, and satisfaction, and 1 on absolution. It is a sacrament used every day by modern Catholics all around the world, and is the Catholics' only way to refresh and free themselves from sin. That's why reconciliation is so important to Catholics all around the world. A great example of healing through reconciliation is when Pope Paul II forgave a man for shooting him, as shown in these images. The man escaped from prison on a life sentence and attempted to assassinate the Pope. He struck the Pope with bullets in his lower intestine, one in his right arm and one on his left index finger. After the Pope had recovered, he decided to visit the man and forgave him for what he had done, and overall healed their relationship with each other and with God. Healing and forgiveness is adequate all throughout the Bible. An example of this is Colossians 13 verse 3, when Jesus states, "Forgive as the Lord forgave you." If the modern and urban world today were able to forgive for even the worst of sins, the place we would call Earth would be a better place, due to relationships being better with people, but overall with God. You may be wondering, what is sin? Sin can be defined as an immoral act considered to be a transgression against God's divine laws. Sin is known to damage relationships throughout your life, especially with God. There are 2 types of sin: mortal sins, which are extremely severe and may lead to chances of external life being unavailable for you. Some examples of mortal sins can be murder, sexual assault, and other terrible actions. The second kind of sin is venial sins, which are less severe outbreaches of God's divine laws. Sin can be found throughout the Bible on hundreds of occasions, such as Romans 3 verse 23, where it is stated, "For all that have sinned will fall short of God's glory." For Pope Paul II to be able to forgive the man that shot him is unbelievable and truly a holy action. Overall, healing and forgiveness is important in the modern world today and extremely important for Catholics, as it heals our relationships with not only God but people around us. And finally, forgive as the Lord forgave you.